Hello and welcome to the incredibly influential and highly successful podcast. My name is Kael. I'm incredibly influential.
My name is Danny, and I'm highly successful.
Maxwell, sadly cannot be with us this week. It is his birthday week, and he decided to copy my whole fucking flow. Uh, and he's down in Orlando getting crunk, drinking around the world. Uh, so pretty cool, pretty epic. Um, he's doing that for his birthday. So happy birthday, Maxwell. Um,
Happy birthday, Maxwell.
yeah, I think he's like, how old are you, Danny?
23.
I think he turned 22. Oh no, maybe he did turn 23 because I'm turning 22 this year. So, yeah. But yeah, happy birthday, Maxwell. You're fucking old. Get a job. Um,
I thought this was his job.
it is. But you're doing it. But yeah. Anyhow, Danny decided to come in. I invited him. I was like, "You want to fill in for Maxwell this week?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." So we're here, just like old times.
Just like old times.
Can you believe? I'm gonna feed you some stats here.
Oh man.
Uh, I'm pretty sure that um, as of yeah. So as of last week, that was Maxwell's 50th episode. Um, and this is your 40. Oh, sorry. Last week was his 51st episode because you both did one for the holiday special. Um, but yeah, Maxwell's done officially more episodes than you.
Yay. Good for that guy. Proud of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, so we're here, we're chilling. I am drinking. This is a drinking episode. Do you know why?
Because you can't bother to be sober for 2 minutes in your life.
I've been very sober. All like I
You just
haven't
asked me a
touched.
question. I just wanted to give an answer, you know?
You should try giving a truthful answer next time, dickhead. Um, but I haven't drank a lot for a while. But today is a very special occasion because guess what?
It's
I'm
Maxwell's birthday.
officially on. Oh, that too. But I'm not pouring one out for him. If I'm pouring one out, it's going in my mouth. But um, it's because I'm officially on spring break now. I finished up with classes about an hour ago.
Does spring break usually start in the middle of Thursday?
No, it starts like I'm done with my classes for this week. Um, so I'm drinking now because I don't have any classes until like Monday of next week. So yeah, or the week after next week. Um, so yeah, Laheim. Um,
Hey, congrats, man. What are you gonna do with all this off time? You gonna put it in OT?
uh, I wish I got paid overtime. Sadly, I cannot pay myself overtime. Um,
No, no, you can't. Yeah, that is disappointing. But
it is. It's really disappointing. Um, I
I
don't
got
know. I'm
offered
just gonna
OT. I could take it, but the OT
good
started about 13 minutes ago, so I think I wouldn't make it in time.
unless you have a time machine, you know. But
No, no. See, when you first woke me up, if I woke up real fast, I could have just ditched this and got some overtime. But hey, man,
I mean, you're getting paid for this. Calm down.
yeah, 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 I am, but
Yeah,
that
you
overtime
you're
though, the
getting
overtime
paid.
pay is real nice. Real nice.
Yeah, I'm sure it is,
Can't
but
knock
you
it.
have to actually work for that. But here, you can just
You'd be
dick around on your
surprised
fucking chair.
you'd be surprised at my job how much I actually work.
I mean, I guess. Also, I'm eating peanuts. Um, I'm eating peanuts and drinking Fireball. So, uh, breakfast of champions. I skipped breakfast today, so I'm starving hungry.
Oh, that's a good,
Mm.
that's a good point. Can you just talk to them for like 30 minutes while I make myself some breakfast?
No.
Yeah, I figured not. I thought I'd ask anyways.
Why? Why waste my time? If
What
you
do you
knew I
mean?
was gonna say no.
I
What's the
didn't.
fucking point?
You never know until you ask. That's what they say, Nick. You know that?
I mean, but you did. You knew. You knew what I was gonna say.
Well, I wanted to double check just to be sure. You know.
Nah, that's some Ronald Reagan shit there. Trust but verify. Head ass. Fucking Ronald Reagan Alzheimer's bullshit. I'm drinking. Uh Fireball is a little bit spicier than I remembered. I haven't
Cinnamon,
this
isn't
is
it? Right.
yeah. This is the bottle I picked up for my birthday. So I've had this for almost 6 months now. And I don't know if it got spicier or what, but goddamn. This shit is a lot stronger than I remembered. So, yeah. And I'm just gonna fill up the cap. Fuck. Ah. Burns like motherfucker. I love it. Oh, I love it. I can't tell if that's the cinnamon part or the whiskey part. Burns like a son of a bitch. Tastes like lighter fluid. Woo! But yeah, drinking on a mostly empty stomach is a good plan that you should all engage in. Right, Danny?
I don't drink, so I feel like it'd be hard for me to really support anything that you say. But I
Drinking is
also
great.
I also just don't think you have good takes a lot of the time.
I love drinking. Yeah. Yeah. Drinking is awesome.
Well, I suppose if
Yeah.
you believe it, right?
It's I mean, you know, I've been cutting back, right? So I don't know if you guys remember this, but I did say my New Year's resolution was to no longer purchase alcohol, right? Like, I'm not going to stop myself from drinking, but I'm not going to purchase it myself, right? I'm not going to waste my money on it. And I've kept to that for the last 2 months and 1 week. I have kept to that. But
It does sound like just a roundabout way of saying that you're just gonna steal alcohol from other people, but you know,
well, if somebody wants to buy it for me, that's their prerogative. I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to be rude. Jeez.
oh no, of course not. Not Nick being
I
rude.
would
That's
never
so
be
uncharacteristic of him, right?
I would never be rude and turn down, you know, alcohol if somebody gave it to me. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, but I'm not buying it myself. It's that way it's not in my hands, and if I can't control the amount of alcohol I have in my house, then I can't abuse it, and I have to ration it. So I've been doing
Sounds
a pretty
like
good
your New
job.
Year's resolution is just to drink all the alcohol in your house by the end of the year. That's what it sounds like.
No, because then I'd have to buy more.
No, you
Some
can't buy more though.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm not drinking all the alcohol in my house. I'm rationing it. But this is the first time that I've really like gotten actually started drinking a lot, you know? Like I've had a couple sips of margarita. I've had some tequila. But like other than that, you know, not really much of anything. So this is the first time I've really like indulged since before Christmas, you know? And like yeah, I've just not been drinking all that much, but now I am, and I miss it, you know? I I'm a little bit of an alcoholic, and that's okay, you know?
Right. Let's not undersell yourself, Kale. You're a crippling alcoholic, really.
Crippling is subjective, you know? I don't feel very handicapped. I feel just fine. I'm not even drunk right now.
It's not
Like,
really a
I'm not. I'm buzzed.
ah, yes, yes. And you can stop anytime you want, right?
I can. I have.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been
Mm-hmm.
drinking
No,
at all.
no,
I
no.
don't think I drank at all during February.
Yes, yes. We
At
all
all.
believe you.
No,
Of
I'm
course.
serious. I didn't.
No, no, no. I'm serious too. We all need, everybody listening here. We all believe you.
You probably should. Because when I'm drinking, I talk about it, No, I mostly switched to caffeine, which, you know, debatable on which one's worse for you, but yeah, I mostly did caffeine because staying up late and like focusing on classes and shit, I've been mostly doing caffeine. So me drinking whiskey, it's nice, I don't like to drink a whole lot of it at once because it burns like motherfucker. It burns so much worse. I don't know if I've gotten less tolerant to spice or if like it has congealed to be more spicy. I don't know, but it's fucking burns. It burns like motherfucker. But yeah, I don't know. I'm having a good time. I'm celebrating. I whew, I've been doing mostly pretty good this semester. I don't think I have anything less than a B plus, right? So I feel like I've deserved some celebration. What do you think? You know? I don't know what
Sure.
your grades are,
I'm not going to school this semester.
but
It's part of my deferment that I
why
don't.
not?
It's part of my deferment that I don't
Why are you deferring?
because I
That's
need to work to save up money, and part of my deferment is that I can't take any classes at any school while I'm being deferred for a semester. It said while it said that was the terms of the deferment pretty much. It said no classes at any schools or else you risk you risk you you risk being declined, I guess, from the school. So I was gonna take some more like classes,
I
like
mean,
part time
true.
at like my community college while I was working, right? That way I could multitask, right? But they said they didn't want me to take any classes this semester if I was not gonna be taking it over there. So that's all right, I guess. So I'm just saving up money, and then I'm
Fair enough.
going to go to my new college in the fall. Exciting, exciting. I have lots of plans for this
Is it a
year.
4 year? Are you going to a
Yeah.
are you you're switching to a 4 year?
Yes.
You didn't get your associates yet, did you?
No, because the way that the associates for what I wanted to get works is that I would have had to take classes that were unnecessary for the bachelor's, right? So it's kind of faster if I just take all the classes that I can transfer and then just go to do the bachelor's instead. Because like for example, like my community college, Lone Star, has like engineering courses, right? That way I could go for my
Mm-hmm.
engineering associates.
Mm-hmm.
But those engineering courses aren't going to,
Yeah.
like really matter at all for my bachelor's. It's just going to be extra classes that I don't need to take. So I thought, instead of doing the associates and then the
Yeah.
bachelor's, just take all the
I
classes
mean,
that
it's
I could
still
at Lone
it's
Star.
credits, but a lot of them want you to take like a residency.
Residency? What do you mean by that exactly? Residency?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I did the same thing. I got my associates. You remember?
Yeah.
Um, I got my associates from my school, and I transferred. But the way colleges work, they want you to take classes there. They want to make money, right? So they'll give you credits from your old school, but they want you to take as many classes there as possible. So they're going to say, "Hey, you need to take a certain amount of credit hours to like be here, right? Like we'll honor your transfer, we'll honor the credits you have, but you have to take more classes here, right?" So like I'm just like I'm gonna have to take a certain amount of things for my degree anyway, but So we've actually ironed it out that because I'm double majoring, I am a junior, but I'm not going to graduate for another 2 more years. I'm not going to graduate until spring of 2026. And that's including 2 summer semesters. Because fuck double majoring. Don't make the same mistakes I did. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
What are your
But
two majors?
I have to see it through to the end. Psychology and management. Um,
Mm,
I know they sound like totally unconnected.
they do sound
And they are,
unconnected.
pretty much. Um, like they definitely like. There's some interplay between them. Like there's some concepts that I went over in management. Like in last semester, I was taking a principles of management and a personality and adjustment psychology, right? So there were things that I was learning in my psychology that I would hear about a couple of chapters later in my management, and then vice versa, right? So
Yeah.
there's some interplay there, and like with management, you are like interacting with people, right? So you have to have that psychology to be like, here's how people work, right? Here's how you get someone to do something. But um like the main reason that I want management skills is because I think I've talked about this on the podcast. I want to start a research lab, right? Like I want to start a research company and like lead it and like make advancements in like the scientific community, right? So if I'm going to be in charge, right, I need those skills, you know? So I need to be able to say, hey, do this. Hey, give me that report. Hey, blah, 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 blah. That sort of thing. So that's sort of my justification, right? Like, I knew I wanted to be in business for myself, but I didn't quite know what I wanted to do. Like, other than this, right? Like, I can see myself doing this podcast and atop the table and streaming for the foreseeable future, right? It's easy. It's super easy. But like uh I also want to like put out like more research into the world, and I want to like advance the knowledge of the human race. You know, it's fucking cringe to say that, but it's true. You know, like that kind of shit's important to me. I actually um just this morning I sent a thank you note to one of my high school teachers who got me into psychology, and I was like, you know, hey, I'm pursuing a bachelor's uh, in psychology because I took your class and I was really inspired. So yeah, like I sent him a thank you note. So that's that's how you know I'm not a completely awful person. Is I can express basic positive emotions like gratitude. You know,
I don't know. Good
I can
people usually
perform
don't say that they're good people, though.
basic pro-social behaviors. Okay, I'm definitely not a narcissist or a sociopath. It's fine.
That's also
Don't
something
worry
that
about it.
narcissists and sociopaths probably wouldn't have to reconfirm, you know?
No, it's. I think more people should say that. I think more people should confirm to others that they are not a narcissist or sociopaths. Don't you agree?
I don't know if that's like something that I'm like 100% passionate about, like that everybody has to like confirm. The thing is, I just assume that, and most of the time, I feel like people should confirm if they are sociopath or a narcissist, you know?
Well, okay, but narcissists and sociopaths typically have um like low insight.
They rolled
So
low.
they don't know. They don't know, right? But I know that I'm not.
But
So
since you
there you
have low
go.
insight, I feel like you just made a case that you could
No, no.
kind of could
What do you
be.
mean? What do you mean you? What do you mean you? What do you mean you? Let's circle back to that. Let's circle the wagon back to that. What are you talking about? You?
Like so you said that they have low insight, right? So they wouldn't know. Then you
Yes,
said
they
that
have low insight
yes, but why can't you be part of the they? Maybe you don't know.
no, but I do know actually
But how do you know?
because I have high insight.
But how how can you be sure of that though? That's
I'm very smart. Also, I
uh-huh.
read the DSM-4 when I was a kid, and my most anticipated book sequel when I was a kid was the DSM-5, and it was terrible. DSM-4 is so much better. This new shit is awful. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like just like the grouping like criterias and shit, and like now they want to put everything on a spectrum. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid.
I
Not
don't
everything needs to be on
know
a spectrum.
what the DSM is about, but
Diagnostic statistician manual. It's not statistician. The name eludes me.
it
It's
does sound that
diagnostic
way.
and statistical manual. It's yeah. It's the book that all the diseases are in. So that way you know what diseases you have.
Did you find out what
And
diseases
then
you have?
none of them. I'm perfect.
Ah, that sounds like a narcissist thing to say.
No, I looked it up. I looked into it and I was like, okay. So actually I'm good. Okay? I'm great. Everyone else needs to uh needs to like get like me, you know? Like they need to listen to me cuz I'm great. I'm perfect. And that's, you know. And I feel like that's a proven fact. I feel like we could
I
look into. I was just talking to Maxwell about this. You know,
We could
like
probably
I was
survey
saying.
people if you want, like a definitive,
No, well,
like
surveys are subjective. Surveys are subjective. I'm talking about objectivity, numbers, objectively perfect. But I was talking to Maxwell about this literally today. I was saying, like, uh, I'm literally so perfect that I'm too good, I'm too perfect, right? Like he was like, it's, nothing you say like makes any sense. I make so much sense that I loop around negative infinity and I lap your bitch ass. See you at the finish line, loser. You know?
you're really making a great case for you not being
Like
a
I make so
narcissist.
much sense that I don't, right? I've looped around infinity into negative infinity, which I think is pretty cool, you know? Don't you agree?
I don't know what you're on about half the time, Nick, to be honest with you.
And you're proving my point. You're proving my point. I'm making so much sense that I make less sense, right? I'm making too much,
I think
you
you're a
know?
dumbass and you just keep talking so people don't notice.
I'm a genius level intellect. I'm the smartest person you know.
I
I
I
by
would be sad if that
a
was true.
by a large amount, I am the smartest person you know.
I know some very intelligent people, and I would say that you are not the first person or the second or like the third person that comes up to mind. But
I think if you knew anyone smarter than me, statistically speaking, they would be like outlier, right? I'm a genius. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just the
I
best.
guess they're outliers because
Like
definitely
could you possibly think of that's smarter than me?
I know a lot of smart people,
What
like
what
so
are their
many.
names? This feels like, oh yeah, I definitely have a girlfriend. She just goes to another school. You wouldn't know her, right? That's what
Well,
that
it
feels
it
like.
depends. Like, what are we talking about here? Because I feel like if I tell you the people I'm thinking of, right? I just want to make sure that you're not gonna say something like, "Oh, they don't count," because this that. So let's get down to it. Like, what are the criteria here?
Um, I mean, what would you like the criteria to be? Since you're the
It,
judge, let's let you lay down the criteria.
well, I know several people that have, finished their schooling. They have nice jobs. They
Okay,
are in very decorated fields. I feel like those
okay.
people, in my opinion, a lot of them would be smarter than you.
Are they
Uh,
smarter or are they just older and further along in their life path than me? Because you have to
That's the,
remember, I'm
that's the,
I I'm I'm still in school. Like they don't just give you a degree. Like no matter how smart you are, they don't just like give. Oh, they do actually.
they
It's
do.
called an honorary doctorate. I have one of those. But it doesn't really mean anything, so it doesn't really matter. Um,
Yeah, man. You just get all those honorary doctorates, and then you just level up, right?
like Woody, I think Woody Harrelson has an honorary doctorate, right? But like you wouldn't call him Doctor Harrelson, if that makes sense, right?
I don't know. He has a doctorate. Sounds pretty official to me.
But the guy who played RoboCop actually went back to school and got like a doctorate in history, right? So you would call him Doctor Peter Weller, you know? Wait, is it Peter Weller or is he Peter Sellers? I think there's two. Yeah,
We need to
Peter
get
Weller.
down to the bottom of this.
Yeah. So he went to UCLA and he got his fucking PhD in history, right? Like Italian Renaissance art history in specific. Um,
Oh, that's a good history to do. It's one of my favorite
yeah.
histories.
Like
I don't know if I would get a
uh
whole degree in it, but that's definitely a good history.
and this was like way after RoboCop, right? Cuz like he got his Bachelor of Arts in theater in 1969. RoboCop was what was that 19 I thought it was 84. It's 87, right? But in 2004 he got his PhD, which means he went back in like 2000, right? He's like, fuck this acting bullshit. I'm going back for what I'm really passionate about, which is Italian Renaissance art history, right? And fucking kudos to Peter Weller, you know, like he he's done like a couple of um like documentaries and stuff like that, and like he's you know he's a real academic, right? But Woody Harrelson, you know, did not earn a PhD in Italian Renaissance art history from UCLA. He has a fucking honorary doctorate, right? So you would not call him Dr. Harrelson, but you
But
would
what's the
call
honorary
Peter
doctorate
Weller.
in? You know, usually they're for something.
I think it's I think it's like art or theater or something. Woody Harrelson. Do, do, do. Doctor of Humane Letters from Hanover College. So it's just for like if you've distinguished yourself for being like a good humanitarian or whatever, they just give it to you sometimes. So for it's basically an honorary doctorate of being a good person. So yeah, I love how we both got that notification.
I got a
You
ding on my
guys,
phone.
yeah, you guys heard that on his phone. I heard it in my headphones. You guys didn't
I
hear
heard
it,
it in
but
my headphones too. Yeah, I was like,
uh,
"What's?"
one of our friends posted something in our D&D group chat. It is a human snail crossing the road. Thank you, Matthew. Really inspiring.
Yeah,
You guys should
you,
totally check out Atop the Table, by the way. It's a clusterfuck. It really is. Good lord.
it's
Um,
pretty good. The DM's the only part that I would say is a little but everything else really shines.
talking a
Give it a.
whole lot of shit. You're talking a whole lot of shit for someone in fireball range, buddy. Talking a whole lot of shit.
Fireball range, he says. Entry threat.
I
Entry
just
threat.
realized that. I have fireball whiskey. That's funny. That's funny. God damn, I'm hilarious. Um, but because I'm the DM, everywhere is fireball range. Every step
Which
you take could be on a delayed blast fireball. You never know. So watch out. Um, but yeah, no, it's really good. We have a good time. Um, we just put out our second episode this Monday, so there won't be one um on the Monday that you guys hear this, but next Monday there will be. So stay tuned for that. We try to put it out bi-weekly. I think we're gonna start another campaign to release in the interims. That way, it's D&D every other week, and then something in those off weeks. I don't know what yet, but stay tuned. But yeah, atop the table, we're There's a link to it in the description of this episode, so go check it out. But speaking of things that are in the description, we gotta do some ad reads, talk about some sponsors. So yeah, that'll be me and Maxwell. So you get a break from Danny. You're welcome. See ya. This episode is sponsored by Liquid IV, the #1 powdered hydration brand in America. We've been partnering with them all summer, and I've been using it to beat the heat through some of these particularly nasty heat waves. While it was scorching hot outside, I was staying cool and refreshed with Liquid IV and their 12 delicious flavors.
One stick of liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates you twice as fast and far more efficiently than water alone, and it also contains 5 essential vitamins and 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks, without any GMOs, gluten, dairy, or soy. Liquid IV is also committed to equitable access to clean water worldwide, partnering with leading organizations to fund and foster innovative solutions with communities that protect both their water and their futures, and donating 39 million servings in 50 plus countries around the world.
Real people, real flavor, real hydrating. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code IIHSPodcast, all one word, at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code IIHSPodcast, again, all one word, at liquidiv.com. Thank you again to Liquid IV for partnering with us. This podcast is sponsored by Amanda Redwine, your no-nonsense talk therapist and parent coach. Serving individuals and couples in both Illinois and Florida for counseling/therapy, as well as worldwide for parent coaching. Amanda's specialty is working with teens and young adults, as well as their family systems. Amanda has extensive experience working with youth who identify on the LGBTQIA+ spectrum. She has also done couples work based on a foundation of the Gottman method. She brings a light, no-nonsense approach to treatment that is approachable and empathetic. She is unflappable and makes her clients comfortable from the very beginning. Find out more at www.amandaredwine.com. That's AMANDAREDWINE.com. Thank you again for sponsoring this episode, and back to the show. Hello everyone, we're back. Still no Maxwell. Hate to disappoint.
I'm still here, guys.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said hate to disappoint.
Well, they have to listen to you every week. I'm sure they would love a week where you're not here.
If I wasn't here, nothing would get done. There would be no podcast.
That'd be really easy.
I do everything. I'm putting my whole I put my whole Kael Lucy in there, you know? We were having a discussion during the ad break that we want to get your opinion on. So I said that I don't think I drank anything during the month of February. And then during the ad break I realized, oh shit, wait, no, that's not true. I had one beer in February. I had one of those Seagram's Escapes, which is barely beer, by the way. It's like 3% alcohol by volume. It's fucking nothing. But I had one of those in February, and I was like, oh shit, I did have something to drink. I had one Seagram's Escape, and that was it. And he was like, oh, so you lied. And I said, well, no, because I didn't remember having it, so I didn't intentionally lie to you. I told you the truth as I knew it, right? What I told you was true from my point of view at that time, right? That's not a lie. A lie requires intentionality, right? You have to have the intent to deceive in order for it to be a lie. If you just say something and you misremember it, and you legitimately believe it to be true, then it's not a lie. But Danny is saying, oh, so you just lied unintentionally. But I think telling a falsehood and telling a lie are two different things.
See, here's my thought on it. I think that you're confusing lying with deceiving, because deceiving has to have an intention, but I feel like lying that does not,
deception. I'm looking up the dictionary definition of deception, and deception is is lying.
Yeah, deception. But the thing is, when the thing about deception is that usually, I suppose you could deceive without knowing too, couldn't you? But I feel like
Merriam. I
usually
don't like
you
to use
you deceive.
Merriam-Webster. Let me find Oxford English.
Merriam-Webster dictionary defines love as.
We're not doing Merriam-Webster. Merriam-Webster sucks. I have many issues with Merriam-Webster. That's why a lot of times you'll see in these like episodes things are spelled the British way. I try and Americanize it, but it burns me. It physically hurts me to do that.
Why don't you like the American spelling of things?
Because it's not just the American, it's the Merriam-Webster specifically. Because Merriam-Webster has been known to be very corrupt. Like there are like certain groups that have like bought legitimacy through dictionary definitions by bribing Merriam-Webster, right?
Sounds like it's
The
sounds like a
Christian
conspiracy.
scientists.
Interesting.
It's not a conspiracy. It's well documented. Do you know the Christian scientists? Have you heard of them?
I don't really follow them that closely.
Are you
no.
familiar with their beliefs?
Probably Christianity, if I had to
No,
guess.
Christian scientists.
Oh, they believe. Well, isn't the whole point of being a Christian is that you don't believe in science? Isn't that kind of like the thing, right? They're like Christians usually aren't that into science.
So
Not all Christians, I'm sure, but you know.
So the Christian Science movement is not Christians who are scientists. Those people who were like the original anti-vaxxers, basically. The ones who
Sure.
are like, I don't want to get a vaccination. It's against my religion. Those people. That's who I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
And they they believe that disease is just literally all diseases in your fucking brain. So if you have cancer, it's in your brain. They're idiots. They're morons. Anyone who believes in Christian Science is a fucking moron.
Well, if it is brain cancer, they wouldn't be wrong, but they would
No,
be
but they're
wrong
saying
about
it's like a
most other
mental
types of
thing.
cancer.
But they're
Oh, like
saying it's a mental thing.
that type of in your brain. That makes more sense.
Like literally all in your head. Like imaginary.
You know, I do think there is a mental component, but I feel like it's definitely not only mental. That's for sure.
Ironically, all Christian scientists do have a disease in their brain. It's called stupidity. Fix it. But they have bought they have alternative definitions of words, like a cult does. And they have bribed dictionary officials into putting their versions of words into the dictionary as secondary definitions for the words, right? And it buys them legitimacy because they can be like, see, Merriam-Webster agrees with us, right? That whole thing where they're like, Merriam-Webster defines blank as, it's a cliche intro for a reason. But dictionaries are not objective. They are subjective. They are put together by judges, by groups of people, right? They are not infallible, and they're completely corrupt in some instances. So, fuck Merriam-Webster, Oxford English all day. And besides, the Oxford comma is so useful, right? Just look up Oxford comma on Google and you'll see a bunch of instances where you're just like, okay, the Oxford comma makes that so much easier to read, right?
I suppose I feel like I don't let politics really determine what dictionary I use, but that's just me, I think.
But politics defines your use of language already, right?
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of the things that I look up in the dictionary, Or kind of just like one-off occurrences usually, you know. I'm not reading the dictionary back to front, you know.
I did that when I was a kid too.
Man, you must
I
have been
read
real
both.
bored.
Merriam-Webster and Oxford English. I said, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna read all these, and we're gonna decide which one is better.
But you can't really read the dictionary. It just tells you what like the words are.
You can read. How would it tell you what the words are if you're not reading it?
Yeah, but
It
it's not
doesn't
really.
speak.
It's not. It's like how can that be compelling to read though?
It's. I mean, it wasn't, but
That doesn't
I
sound
wanted
very
to have an
compelling.
informed opinion. You know, reading the DSM is not very interesting, but you do it. Reading legal codes is not very interesting, but you do it because you need to have an informed opinion, right?
I suppose, man, if that's your thing.
Did you read your textbooks in college?
I skimmed them. You know, usually what I would do if they were online textbooks is I would just go to the questions I need to answer, and then I would control F. That way I could just go to the point in the textbook where the answer was at. Um, Whenever it came to like math stuff, usually you had to be a little bit more thorough, but for anything that was just like, you know, kind of just parrot back the information, that's kind of where I was just trying to look at the information with Control F. Control F is a good feature. Good feature. Changed my
It
life, you
is.
know?
I'm gonna say something, and I feel like you're gonna agree with me, but I feel like you're gonna agree with me for the wrong reasons, right? But I think most examinations should be open book and open note, right? Because, and here's why, or at least we should like move away from like rote memorization, and more towards like application, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that like if like questions are open-ended and require the application of concepts instead of just blah 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 is the definition of what word, right? Like that rote memorization isn't going to help you, right? But if you're able to research, if you are able to, okay, this is what I need to look for, I need to be able to find it in this textbook within a certain amount of time and like understand it enough to be like, okay, this is what the concept is, right? I feel like that is a more useful skill than just blank is blank, you know? Like out in the world, right? Like I understand that school is not the world and it's supposed to be harder than the world to make sure you're ready for like actual real situations, right? I get that. But out in the real world, the skills you need are not rote memorization. You need critical thinking. You need the ability to like look for what you don't know off the top of your head. And I think that is what higher learning should be teaching, you know? Like there are some skills that you're learning probably up until high school, probably into college, that I would say you need to have that rote memorized, right? Like you need to rote memorize the fucking order of the alphabet, right? You need to rote memorize how to read a clock, right? You need to rote memorize division, algebra, that sort of thing, you know? But you don't really need to know the compound interest formula off the top of your head, right? Do you know the compound interest formula?
Um, oh my, it's, no, I don't think I do. I was thinking of exponential growth and decay. That's something different though, isn't it? Or is that,
It's the same formula.
is that the same? Is that the same formula?
So there's two. There's two. Um, it depends on how it's compounding. So, continuous decay and continuous compounding uses the same formula. But for annual compounding, like or like annual or
The thing is, I'm
semi-annual and all
sure
that.
that your formula, my formula are slightly different because yours is more for like business and mine is more for
It's
calculus.
PERT, right? No, I'm in applied calculus.
It's
PE
I think
to the
KT.
RT.
It's PEKT for me. I think the K and the R are probably the same thing though.
What does the K stand for?
It's like the rate of change.
Yeah. The R stands for rate.
Yeah,
That's fucking stupid. Fucking nuclear physicists are fucking stupid. Idiots. Morons. Robert
I don't know if
Oppenheimer was a fucking moron.
I don't know if it
What
was
a
his fault
fucking nerd.
specifically, but yeah, we use
I
K for the rate of change
absolutely.
in calculus.
I mean, I guess, yeah. But I would fucking I would bully the shit out of Robert Oppenheimer if he was still alive. Like, I would fucking wedgie that man so hard. What a fucking nerd, right?
Because it's like what's it, P for like population or
Principal.
okay, sure, yeah, or that principal
Like the
population,
initial amount, yep,
the initial
principal.
amount. And then E
And
is
then
just the
E stands for
exponents.
E.
Yeah,
Yeah.
E stands for E, and then T stands for time.
Yeah,
And
and then R is for rate.
then K stands for rate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the continuous compounding. There's a different formula if it's like it is a set rate at monthly, so 12 times a year, right? It's a different one.
See,
That's P 1 plus R over N parentheses NT, right? Or to the NT power, right?
see,
You don't need to know that formula off the top of your head.
Well, I kind of getting back to what you were saying before. I agree with what you were saying, where it should be open book for like most subjects, especially a lot of subjects where memory really isn't, I guess, the what really matters, right? Because there's lots of times where I've been able to, I guess, like study with my open book, right? And I have all the formulas in front of me. I have like all the textbook in front of me. I'm able to like look for specific things, right? But like whenever you're taking like a calculus exam, right? Am I supposed to memorize 100 different formulas? Not usually, right? Or
Yeah.
sometimes like I feel like maybe I've seen professors do this before where they say you can take a page of notes.
Yeah.
That's also a decent alternative. The problem is though, like sometimes one page isn't enough for certain classes.
Yeah, honestly. But like still, that's a skill. That is a good skill to have. That is I have enough, like I have to prioritize, right? I have to take what I've learned. I have to say, okay, this and this are the most important. I can leave out X, Y, and Z, but I have to keep ABC, right? Like that's a good skill to have, right? What I will say, like the main thing is, right, that rote memorization is leading you to is I don't know if you know how the doctoral dissertation process is.
No.
But the main part of it, like you've got to like write your dissertation, you got to do all that, you got to like pick your topic, right? But one of the main things is there is a council or like a group of people, experts, professors, and you sit there in front of them and you tell them about your research, and they come up with a bunch of questions, and you have nothing, right? You have literally nothing, and you have to answer all of their questions to their satisfaction. Like if they ask, if you're writing your dissertation on, I don't know, give me a topic.
I don't.
What's
like,
your girlfriend's dissertation going to be on?
I think it's like I don't know exactly how she words it, but I know that it's like about coastal trash. Something about coastal trash.
Okay.
How she like is looking up like technology to detect coastal trash, something like that. It's like
Okay.
programming and engineering and all that.
If somebody like those professors are going to be experts on like coastal trash and like environmental protections, right? They're going to ask like how many pounds of trash washes up on an hour? How does that vary based on latitude? How does it vary based on Atlantic versus Pacific what do the currents have to do with it, right? They're going to be asking all those questions. You have to have that shit memorized, and you have to be able to answer it. You have to be like, the current washes it up in San Francisco, and that's why San Francisco is such a piece of trash city. Boom! Got you! Fuck you, fucking San Fran. Eat a bag of dicks. You suck.
Wow, just catching strays out here.
I'm glad I was able to work my hatred of San Francisco into
You
this
know,
podcast.
I'm just, it's one of those things where you have a hatred of so many things. It's like, how do you keep track of all them, you know?
In my heart.
Oh,
You
of
know?
course. Yeah.
You know, like I keep it in there in my heart, and it makes me happy. Anyone who says that hatred makes you sad is fucking lying, because I love hating. I'm a world-class hater, and I love it. I wouldn't trade that shit for the world. Hating is fucking awesome. We need more hate in the world. Clugston 2024. We need more hate in the world. That's my campaign slogan.
I really hope that you get nowhere near that ballot.
If I was, you know I'd be the most qualified candidate. Let's be real here.
The problem right now is just that there's not really been a ton of candidates that have been like very popular with the public in a long time.
Well, that's because the public has gotten stupider.
I don't know, man.
The public is dumber.
Like the candidates the last couple of years that we've been voting in not been very well liked.
Half the population of this country does not live in reality, right?
They must not.
The human race is getting stupider. That's why I'm saying I'm the smartest person you know. It's not just because that I'm better than everyone else. It's also that everyone else is getting dumber. Everyone else is getting worse. But I'm getting smarter. You know? It's great. Like, I live in reality. It's a fucking low barrier to entry, and yet somehow 50% of the fucking population fucking bangs their fucking noodle right on that bar. It's the lowest bar possible, right? It is. The bar is so low that it makes Challenger Deep look like the Mile High Club, right? And yet, people are still thwacking their fucking heads right on that bar. So, you know, I'm the bar is low. And I'm clearing it.
It's one of those things where like I didn't realize how stupid people were, right? Until I would say I like, you know how like in school they have like the accelerated AP classes and all that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I remember like my senior year, I was like, you know what? I'm trying to coast a little bit here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I got like a regular English class, and let me
Fair.
tell you that class, it just really made me rethink. It's like, wow, you know, I know that we were like accelerated and all that, but like I didn't realize like how like the difference, you know. It's like night and
Yes.
day with some of the like, I'm not saying like it's all the kids in the class, but there's definitely some that were like they were struggling to even spell like basic words, and I'm like, how are you a senior? How did you make it this far?
I know someone on my Snapchat who just figured out yesterday that bats are not birds. Right?
You see, it's things like that too. It's like
they said they have wings and they fly, and I'm like, by that fucking logic, birds caused 9/11, you know? Which they did. Look it up. It's true. The birds don't want you to know this, by the way.
Oh no, not the bird conspiracies.
I'm spilling truth. It seems like every week now I'm spilling more truth, and I have to keep saying, you know, if I get disappeared, right? If they try and say some shit about me, you know what happened. You know, they came and got me. Right? Don't let them fool you, okay? Don't let them put the wool over your eyes, okay? You know, I've opened your eyes now. They can't get all of us.
I like how the birds really like wanted us to think it was Bush, but it was them all along.
You know, Bush. Well, you know, like a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Oh, he was in on it.
He
I
was. He was. Dick Cheney, secretly, he's a fucking pigeon in a trench coat.
In a
And
trench
nobody knew.
coat.
You remember when Dick Cheney shot one of his hunting buddies in the fucking head?
No.
It's because he's a pigeon. And pigeons don't know how to operate firearms, right?
Oh,
It all makes
that
sense
makes
now.
sense. Of
It
course.
all makes sense now. Now that you know, what
I
are you
never
gonna do
connected
about
the
it?
dots. I probably will live my life the same way I was before.
Knowing that the birds are out there plotting their next move?
Uh,
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the freaking birds gay.
like, what are we supposed to do about the birds, man?
Pigeon pie.
Pigeon pie.
The next pigeon you see, shoot it in the head, and make pigeon pie.
That
Hell yeah.
idea is so out there and dumb. It just might work.
There's a mourning dove, I think, that I saw building a nest right above my front door. So,
Sounds like you got breakfast set, man.
you're goddamn right. That's like 600 calories of meat right there. If you really know how to like get all the meat off, that's like 600 calories right there. Especially if you like crack the bones open. Like they're hollow, so they don't have a lot, but there's still bone marrow in there, and if you can suck that marrow out, you got a good meal right there. You got a good meal.
Man, this phone is loud.
It really is. How have you not noticed that? Out of fucking 47 episodes of us doing this podcast together, I don't know if there was a single one where your phone didn't go off. Do you have it on? Do you have your ringer on always? Like I almost
No,
never have my ringer on.
I turn it off when I'm at work, and then I turn it on when I'm not at work.
This is work.
Because,
This is work.
no, the one where I get paid hourly. You know the one, right?
I mean, you are getting paid hourly, pretty much. Hour
I-
and 10 minutes thing.
I would say it's more like a commission I get from this job,
I mean,
I
not
feel like I get-
necessarily.
I feel like I get paid upon completion here, not really upon the hour.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I would still pay you if we like did an episode, but like we didn't publish it. I feel like I would still pay you for that. But I don't think that was ever in our agreement. I don't think we ever did that because I'm so stingy that I would like feed whatever you gave me into an AI, and I would AI generate your voice so that way we would have the rest of the episode. Do I have your permission to do that, by the way?
I don't think so.
I feel like you should give me that. I feel like you should give me permission to AI duplicate your voice.
To AI
And
duplicate.
yeah, and make a podcast with it.
Did you ever see that one Black Mirror episode?
No, I don't watch Black Mirror.
No. There's
I
like
watched
one
it when it was
episode-
called The Twilight Zone.
There was one episode where they had like the AI, and I'm afraid something like that happening if I was to give you permission, and that's part of the reason why I have to reject you. Your submission for my for my likeness.
I mean, counterpoint.
Counterpoint. All right.
I want to.
Oh,
And
why didn't you just say so? That's
My wants are more important than your moral qualms.
how about
You
they just
know?
be personal qualms?
No, your personal qualms are worth less than my my desires.
I
Because what I want is, all right, think about it like this, right? If I don't get what I want, I make everyone miserable, right?
well, that's the thing. Is I think that you make everybody miserable regardless if you get what you want or not. That's
I
kind
would
of
make
like
everyone more miserable if I didn't get what I want,
I
right?
feel like I feel like you know misery is one of those things where it kind of like plateaus. You know, I feel like once we hit misery, you can't really like how much more misery can you possibly give? You know.
You have known nothing of misery, but I will show you. So, in case you want to find out, um, yeah, I can show you, but trust me, things go a lot smoother when I get what I want. Things are a lot better. You have no idea how much worse it could get. And I pray you don't find out. By the way, I see you playing fucking Power Wash Simulator, you slut. Wait like 10 minutes.
Off the record, off the record.
It's not. It's not off. I recorded it.
It's crazy how I have been chilling, talking with you, having a good old time for the last almost hour here, playing Power Wash Simulator, and you had to really out me right now.
I mean, I'm not playing fucking. Full disclosure, everyone. Before we started recording, I was playing Halo Master Chief Collection on my PC because you get free like gamer points, and you can get like real money for it, right?
Yeah, the Microsoft Rewards program. If any of y'all know what that is, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get like Amazon gift cards and shit. So I was playing Halo MCC earlier, right? But I had the decency to fucking stop. I haven't been playing Gruntpocalypse on what was it, Beachhead? Yeah, I think I was playing Beachhead.
Well, that's the thing.
For the past
I feel like
hour.
I feel like nobody would have known.
Well,
nobody would have known.
I knew.
And you
I
had
suspected.
You suspected?
Yes. I suspected.
Why would you suspect?
Because you're sussy.
How am I sussy?
You are sussy. You know you're sussy. I don't want to hear
it. Wild how I've been here for like an hour and we've talked about nearly nothing. We've just been
I've said so many things. I've said so many great points. But if you weren't playing Power Wash Simulator, you would have heard. You would have understood.
I heard your points, but some of the points are kind of just nothing points. A little bit.
But they're not. There's so much. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I make so much sense that they wrap around to making no sense. Right?
I feel like I'm not sure how many times you said it before today. I don't know.
Multiple times. And if you weren't playing Power Wash Simulator, you'd probably have an accurate number of how many times I've said it on this podcast. But you don't know.
I told like you said it at least 3 times this podcast. Now, am I counting? No,
I think 4. I think I'm at 4.
4. Wow, you're really trying to hit them numbers, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm hitting them numbers.
Yeah, I can tell.
How do you feel about doing a big red button?
I feel like you're going to ask me no matter what, so sure. Have
you come up with one in the multiple months since we've done this?
See, this was something I did not foresee you asking me. I was kind of just hoping that you were gonna pull one out, be like today's.
I mean, I have one, but I want to see if maybe you've come up with one in the last 2 months, and also almost a year.
Wait, oh my god, I really should have gotten on my other laptop because I was not prepared for this.
I have one. It's fine. We can do this one.
Wait.
It's whatever.
I need you to give me one that we're not gonna use real quick. That way I can have it. Just give me a second though. I'm gonna.
No. Be creative. Come up with one by yourself.
No,
okay?
no. Give me one that give me the one that you used last episode. How about that? Just give me the one you used last episode. And I'm going to.
Why do you need that one? Why do you need that one?
I just need you to give me.
Look it up yourself.
Oh, you're right. It's all on the internet. You're so right.
It is. It's been on the internet for fucking years.
You post it on YouTube?
Yeah.
God, let me. Is it like on your regular channel or is it on IIHS?
It's on its own. It has its own channel. At IIHS podcast on YouTube. You know where it is.
Oh.
I think we uploaded to YouTube while you were on there. Maybe not though. It took us a long while to get caught up because we had like made so many episodes before they started doing that.
Oh, I'm not subscribed.
So I remember I
only have 6 subscribers. But let me see.
Okay, don't talk shit. Most of our audience is on other platforms because we built our audience there, and we only recently started.
Oh yeah, you have those
YouTube.
shorts. That's interesting. I probably would listen to the shorts. I don't know if I would watch the full episodes though. Also, I think that's show the full description.
No, you have to actually watch the video. Yeah, you have to actually go in and watch the video.
Oh wait. It's all right. I'm on RSS.com. Okay, so last episode was. Wait, it says season 3 is episode 87, but season 2 is episode 96. That's the math.
You said season 3 was going to be all 3 of us together, and
oh, I see.
We never made season 3 episode 2. Remember?
That was the joke.
Yeah.
I get it because I'm so confused why episode 87 is by itself. That makes way more sense.
No,
okay, wait.
It's
Wait. Okay, big red button. You get to live in the nicest house you've ever seen, but it is in the poorest neighborhood you've ever seen. Okay. Copy that real quick. All right. And then we feed that into. Wait, where's the? Okay, found it.
No, but we're using this one.
Wait. Make a question. Similar to this and style about different topic. Yeah. Wait.
What are you? I feel like this is taking so long, and we're gonna get.
I was not.
Out of it.
I was not prepared. Okay, wait. Oh wait. Okay.
You could have used your brain to come up with one 10 minutes ago.
I need you to be quiet. You have the opportunity to work for the most prestigious company in your field, but it is located in a remote area with minimal access to amenities and cultural activities.
Too long. We're doing mine.
What do you mean?
We're doing mine. I don't want to type all that shit out when I'm writing the description, okay? We're doing mine. You can change your name to anything you want, but people will always give you an annoying nickname for it.
No. Why? Why would I? Why? That's. You see, you had. I remember you had real dumb questions whenever I was here too.
It's a great question. You can change your name to anything you want. So you can finally be Trey now.
I'm already Trey.
I would call you Ass Trey. I would call you Ass Trey.
I'm already Trey.
Because you're not an ashtray. You're an ass tray. Because people put their asses on you.
I don't think that's true.
No, they do. They put their asses on you like a toilet. Like a toilet seat.
I don't think that's true.
Ashtray. I like that. Okay, so you hit the button. Epic.
I
I
hit the
personally
button.
wouldn't hit the button.
What the hell?
I
What is?
personally wouldn't hit the button because, Kael, my parents were not very kind to me when they gave me that name. And I already get many different annoying nicknames. I don't want to change it to just get one single annoying nickname. I like the variety, right? Like, I don't want to just have one annoying nickname. I want to have several, okay? Right? Because they're less annoying when there's like 10 of them. But I don't know. That's my thing. That's my 2 cents. So I'm glad to know, one of us would hit the button and one of us wouldn't. I'm glad we got two
in
equal perspectives, equal and opposite perspectives.
I don't
on
know
this
that we
issue.
did, to be honest with you.
No, I'm glad we got two opposite perspectives on this. I'm glad to know how strongly you felt that you really would press that button. I'm glad to know that you feel so strongly about that, and I respect it. Even though I personally don't agree with it, I admire your confidence and your willingness to be like, yes, this is what I want. I want this. I respect that. I'm proud of you for standing up and admitting that. I'm good for you, man. I'm proud of you.
I don't know what's going on here. I feel like there's so much gaslighting right now.
I would never. You're crazy.
Also, I came up with a great question. It took me a while to
Shut up.
get it.
We're ending the episode. Thank you all very much for watching. I want to thank our patron, Justin Connor. Thank you for the continued support. My goodness, you hit a year and a half on the support last month. Thank you. It means a whole lot. If you want a cool shout out like that and to listen to the first 30 minutes of every episode, head on over to Patreon and join our $3 tier. But for our $5 tier, you get to hear the whole episode early and without the ad break, and you get access to our movie commentaries. We have a couple. Me and Maxwell, we did the first 4 Indiana Jones movies. We did The Rock with Big Cat Scott Henson, friend of the channel. For Christmas, we did National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and we did Die Hard with Danny, which he slept through.
Oh,
and it was so bad that I released it for free. That was, that I released it for free. Because he fucking slept through it.
Why'd you have to mention that part, though?
He slept through the best action movie of all time. How?
Don't you think it's one of those things where maybe it was so what a good movie. It put me to sleep.
See, weren't you just getting on my ass for lying not like 45 minutes ago? Weren't you just getting on my ass for lying? And now you're blatantly just telling the audience this falsehood.
I don't think it's a falsehood. Do you think it's
I don't care. I don't care what you think.
Oh, that's
go
rude.
Go over to our Patreon. Patreon.com/IIHS podcast.
That's rude, I guess. Cool.
You're welcome. Fuck off. I don't listen to liars. If you want to follow us on social media, we are at IIHS podcast on Twitter, Instagram. Not Twitter. Fuck Twitter. We're not using Twitter anymore.
Twitter,
you can still follow us
Instagram,
there. We're still there.
YouTube Shorts, MySpace,
Threads. We're not on
Threads.
MySpace. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Blue Sky. We're on
Tumblr.
Threads. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube.
Tumblr. LinkedIn.
We're not on any of those actually.
Wherever there are people talking to each other, that's where we're at. Kick.
We're also
Kick.
in your hearts. We're not on Kick. Which Kick, actually? We're not on either one of the Kicks. We're not on either one. God, remember Kick?
Mixer.
Kick?
We're on Mixer. Go find us on Mixer.
I'm not talking about that Kick. Do you remember Kick?
Twitch.tv.
Like KIK?
Yeah, I would use that all the time,
Yeah, remember that? That was a long time ago. I remember
Yeah,
that.
man.
Wild times.
I'm online, of course. Find us online. Uh,
We're on. We're in your hearts, and also the 4 websites that I mentioned, and nowhere else.
no, the websites I
Instagram,
mentioned, may- maybe.
YouTube, Threads, and Blue Sky, and that's it. Okay, that's it. That's all. Okay, and we are
If
at IIHS Podcast on all of them.
if you
So
say so, man.
go reach out to us there. Yeah, that's the best place to go for updates, Q&A, topic suggestions. Yeah, head on over there. Yeah, best place to go for those. Other than that, I have nothing more to add. Um, even though I know you all wish you could hear more of me. I know. I hate to disappoint you. You know, I'm so sad. It really does hurt my heart to know that you all yearn to hear more of my voice. So I'll bless you a little bit more with my dulcet tones. But my name is Kael. I've been incredibly influential.
And I'm Danny, and I've been highly successful.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Well, I will. We're not.
And I will, and
Danny's
I
not
might
coming
be
back
there.
next week.
You know, like my presence may or may not be there, but I'll always be in your hearts. Don't forget.
you come. Your appearance comes out of my wallet, and I don't know if I want to pay for that. So
Let's start a rally behind, bring
no,
Danny back,
no. We're ending.
in the
Goodbye. Goodbye.
comments.
We'll see you next week. Goodbye.